Yo, what's going on, people? It's Ali here from the Source Park. Last week we learned how to do a frontside 180, so this week we'll learn how to do a backside 180. So a 180 on a skateboard is where you're doing an ollie and you're turning 180 degrees in the air. So last week we done a frontside 180, so turning frontside is where you're going around this way, so you can kind of see where you're going. So this week we're going to be doing the backside 180. So the backside 180 is where you're turning blind almost, so you can't actually see where you're going. So when you're doing the 180, you're turning this way. So just like with the kick flip and the heel flip, you're probably going to prefer one of these 180s first. So some people will learn a frontside 180 first and find that 10 times easier than the backside one. Or some people will be the other way around. They won't be able to do a frontside one and the backside one will be really easy. I learned to do the frontside 180s first, and I was so bad at the backside ones, I just stayed away from them completely. I tried a couple, couldn't get them down, and I was just like, you know what, that's not for me. But when I actually put some time into learning them and got them down, I now prefer them so much more to frontside 180s. I think they look better and they just feel better to do, and they're easier. They're easier now. Now I've done so many of them, I find them easier than a frontside 180. First things first is just getting used to turning around backside. So just standing on your board and just tic-tacking around in a circle in a backside motion. So that's turning towards your front. So you're going around like this. So you just want to be getting used to just spinning in that direction. So once you've gone around a few times with some little turns, you want to try and get the full 180 turn, because that's the motion you're going to be doing when you do the Ollie 180. So to do that, it's the same thing, but you just want to kind of spin around a bit more to get yourself around. So you're gonna wind up this way, and then you're gonna throw your weight as you lift the board up. So you're gonna spin like that. So to help you get that spin, you're gonna have to wind up and twist. Because if you just stand with your shoulders straight like that, turning is gonna be it's gonna be a lot stiffer. You know, you're not gonna be able to spin around as much because the rest of your body is kind of staying still. So you wanna wind up and twist to try and get that full spin. So try and do those, see how many of those you can do in a row, how many 180 turns you can do. If you're trying a 180, then you should already be able to ollie. So I'm not gonna give you any ollie tips, but the next step would be to try and do these turns with like little ollies in. So trying the 180 almost stationary. So even if you're not going all the way around, so you're gonna do like a little turn like that, see if you can just put an ollie into that turn. You know, get an ollie and a spin and work your way around. And see if you can get yourself close to doing that full 180 motion. Something else that really helped me when I was learning backside 180s was doing like a revert as well, because if you don't do the full 180, you can kind of slide the rest of the way around. So a revert is like doing a 180 but without the ollie. So your front wheels are coming off and you're turning, and your back wheels are staying on the ground and just sliding around the rest of the way. So to do those, you want to kind of do quarter of a turn and get to about here, just before a quarter, and then with your back foot you're just scraping the board back, so you're pulling it back with your back foot. So it's just like a little bit of a turn, and then your back foot is pulling the board back round. So it works a lot better when you're rolling along. They're quite hard stationary. You don't have to be able to do a revert to land the 180, but it does really help, because if you under rotate, just getting that last little bit of slide will help you land a 180 that you normally wouldn't be able to. Make sure you can ride switch as well, because when you land the 180, you're going to be rolling in your opposite position. You don't have to be able to do switch pushing or anything like that, but just rolling on the board. So make sure you can roll in both directions, with your left foot forward and your right foot forward. Now you've got turning backside down, and you've put a few little ollies in there, maybe done a few reverts. The next step is to try the backside 180. So when you're trying this for the first time, you only need to be moving the smallest little bit, okay? Just go nice and slow at a steady speed. The faster you go, the harder it's gonna be to kind of find your balance when you land. So just go at a nice steady pace. And the foot position for a back 180 is exactly the same as an ollie position. I don't change my feet at all from a normal ollie. The only thing, and this is with all tricks, if I'm trying to do something higher, I'll move my front foot lower on the board. So if I'm doing like an ollie or a 180, if I'm just doing like a little one on flat ground, I have my foot quite high up. But if I'm trying to pop over something, I'm gonna put my front foot lower, because the lower your front foot is, you're gonna be scooping it up the board more, which is gonna be pulling it up. So if I'm trying to like ollie up something that's huge, I've got my feet down here almost, because I need that front foot to slide up the board as much as I can to raise it up. So just go along at a nice steady pace and have your feet in the ollie position, ready to pop that board up. You're gonna be winding yourself up, just like we did earlier with the turns. You wanna kind of twist your shoulders in the opposite direction that you're gonna be spinning. And then you're gonna be compressing yourself down, ready to pop the board up like an ollie. And as you do that, you're gonna release your arms and throw all of your weight to get yourself round. Make sure you're putting as much force into the spin as possible. If you're struggling to like get round all the way, you really need to throw all of your weight. That's your head, your shoulders, your back, your hips, your legs, everything just needs to be twisted at once to make sure that you're getting round as quick as possible. Another thing that I found easier when doing these was trying them like off a curb. So if you ride along next to a curb parallel and try it off the curb, it gives you like this much more height, and it just made it easier because it gave me more air time to spin. I'd done that with like quite a few flip tricks as well. Like even when I was learning tray flips, I would do it next to a curb because it would just give me that little bit more height and it would help me land them. When you come round from the 180 and you're landing, make sure you're using your arms to help you balance. I don't have to do it as much because I've been skateboarding for so long and I've done so many 180s that it's kind of easy to find the balance now for those. But when you land, use your arms to help you balance, because if you land and you're stiff, the odds of you slipping out are going to be way higher. So use your arms and bend your knees when you're landing. And with the ones where you revert, it's the same thing. So you're just going to have your feet in the ollie position, pop and twist, and then you'll probably get like halfway or just under halfway or whatever. And as you land, you're literally going to be pushing your back foot with all your might to slide that board round. So you're going to pop halfway and then your back foot is going to be sliding that board round. So that's a really good way of learning them if you can't get the full rotation. I think that's about it. Another skate tutorial done. I hope this has helped you with your backside 180s. If you've been trying backside 180s, or you've just learnt them, or you've got videos of you doing some cool ones, send them to the Source Park or tag the Source Park in them so we can repost them. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out. Have a good weekend. Blah, 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 blah.